Hi there. So today we want to look at 5 women products that should be stopped immediately. These products are still in the market and they are very unsafe, they are toxic, and they can be very disastrous to the human body even as we go on into this video. So I like to bring to the awareness of the public, especially women. We're going to be talking about these women products, and it will amaze you to know that this product that you have been using for a very long time has the ability to cause this in the future. And so I wouldn't be showing any brand's name in this video. I like to go it in the active ingredient way, where we talk about the chemical composition of some of these brands out there that we use due to legal stuff. So I wouldn't show any image, I wouldn't show any picture of the products, but I'm going to talk about the active ingredients. And of course, if you buy any product, let's say if you buy something like a tissue, and I talk about something in that tissue, so you realize that when you buy the tissue, you check the composition of the tissue, so you know that the tissue has this, it has that, so it's in sync with what I'm talking about. Then you need to actually advise yourself to stop using the products. Of course, I've also made time to go through some other safe women products, even as I'm talking about these ones that are not safe. And I do not have any kind of connection with the companies that I made this inquiry about, so, but I will leave a link to this site where you can get the safe ones which I made. Like I said, they have not hired me to do that, but for the purpose of our health, even as we do on this channel, I'm going to leave the link to some of these safe items which should be in replacement of the things that I'm going to tell you to stop because of the dangers that they pose in the future. So you can also check their site and get the safe ones which I have taken time to come across. So the first one we are looking at is compact powders. Compact powders, of course, we are talking about talc powder or talcum powder. It's a very popular, it's a very common powder out there in the market. Now let's look at something about this. Of course, this kind of powder is used in almost every women product. Ranging from the creams to finishing powders. You realize that compact powders are found in this kind of product that women use. But now let's look at something about the talc or the talcum powder. So materials that are used for eyeshadows, blushes, foundations, and many beauty creams, even as we are talking about the talc or the talcum powder. Now this is something we need to know about the talc. Talc is a very soft mineral and it's highly absorbable. So when talc is added to any woman product, what it does is that it's able to absorb the oil from the body, and then it gives the woman's skin, the person begin to have a soft silky texture, at least. So that's going to be the craving. So always you go into products that have the talc, because at the end of the day you're gonna have a very soft and a silky texture of your skin. But have we taken time to ask ourselves what is going to happen in the future, even as we get this soft silky texture of the skin? All right, now let's look at something with the talc powder. When the talc powder is mined, it always comes with an ingredient called asbestos. Now this asbestos is actually found in more than 20% of all products that have talc powder or talcum powder, which serves as a contaminated ingredient. The very problem with asbestos is that it is going to leave you with a kind of malignancy called mesothelioma. And so you would want to get the brand that is asbestos free. And of course, like I said earlier in the intro, I've left some links in the video's description. I'm not doing this on the purpose of making money or something like that. I do not have any connection with these companies, but they have products that are asbestos free, and you can actually get in touch with them and get all your beauty products that are asbestos free. Before we get into the details of the second point that has got to do with nail polish and nail polish remover, I like to say that if you deal with this kind of nail polish remover agents and also you hold these chemicals in your shop, you need to actually get the air ionizer. The air ionizer is really going to reduce the chemicals in the air, and that is going to be safe for you. But now let's get into the details of these chemicals. It has chemicals like toluene. Toluene is a solvent and it's in gasoline, and what the toluene does is that it's going to avoid the paint from being separated. And so if you inhale the toluene in your system, like constant inhaling of the toluene in your system, it has the potency of causing a nervous system toxicity. Some nail polish and some other nail polish remover may also contain formaldehyde. Formaldehyde is a compound or is a chemical that is used in embalming dead bodies, and so we realize that it's a very strong preservative. And so the nails, they are alive, they are not dead, and they are able to absorb whatever you put on it. So if you are using the nail polish that has formaldehyde, or if you are using the nail polish remover that has formaldehyde, technically your nails are going to absorb these chemicals into you, and what is going to happen is very bad. It's not going to help your system, and it has the potency of also affecting your reproductive organs. Another chemical that's also are found in this kind of product is dibutylphthalate. Dibutylphthalate adds this kind of flexibility to the paint by making it less brittle and also prevent it from cracking. However, it gets absorbed in your system and it has the ability to affect your reproductive organs. It is also an endocrine disruptor. When you put the paint on your nails, you eventually have to remove it with a nail polish remover, and some also may contain acetone. Now the problem with acetone is that it's on the hazardous substance list. Acetone is on the hazardous substance list, and of course it has a clear, colorless kind of sweet odor, and it's solvent for its oils, fats, waxes, resins, plastics, which can also cause headaches, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, lightheadedness, and even passing out. This is the shocking part. It may even affect your kidneys and liver. And so it's very flammable and very dangerous hazardous substance. I will leave a link again about this one in the video's description, that you can find more eco-friendly kind of nail polish remover and nail polish substances that are very harmless. Now the third one that we want to look at is the use of intimate washing products. They call this feminine hygiene substances. We want to look at this substance, what they pose to the body. Of course, these feminine hygiene products, which we have washes, wipes, we have shaving gels and lubricants, and apparently a lot of women buy these products, but the question is, are they really needed, and what are they doing to the microbiome? Microbiome is something that is very important, and even as we talk about organisms in the human body, in our quest of trying to get rid of unwanted pathogens. So the microbiome that lives in the vaginal canal, these chemicals are killing the microflora, and they are also altering the pH. We have to understand that. And so there's a much increased risk when you use these products of developing cervical cancer, UTIs, pelvic inflammatory disease, that's PID, HPV, genital warts, genital herpes. You see, we ask ourselves, but why? This is because you are destroying the immune system. Those microbes are the defense mechanism. And so if you don't have a defense mechanism, you are more susceptible to getting unfriendly pathogens. Yeah. And so the normal lactobacillus that lives in the vaginal canal produces lactic acid, which actually really help the pH become slightly acidic, and that acts as another barrier. So when the pH increases and becomes more alkaline, a woman becomes more susceptible to having a lot of problems and irritation and redness and a lot of things. And so a simple solution is to use natural probiotics for vaginal health, and that's really going to help. Now the next one that we are looking at is hair remover agents, and the very common one that are found in most hair remover creams or hair remover agents is called thioglycolic. And thioglycolic is really going to help to clear off the hair. There's a red flag anytime you put a substance on your body where there are hairs, and within a short period of time or some few minutes it clears everything. There's a red flag. You ask yourself, what is actually in the compound that is making it to be able to do that? Because the skin has been made in such a way that it's not so easy for you to pull hairs like that. And so if a chemical is able to pull it within that few minutes, the thioglycolic acid is actually going to dissolve the keratin in your hair, and that is going to actually make it very soft to be removed. But thioglycolic has been found on the hazardous substance list. That is very corrosive, and so you have to be very careful when you are using these chemicals. It's an acid, and just because you want to pull hairs from your private parts and other sensitive place, you are actually putting these chemicals there, and you just imagine what is going to happen. It's very corrosive. Thioglycolic that are found in most hair remover agents are found on the hazardous substance list, and they are very corrosive. So of course there have not been a recent study that shows that this acid is a possible carcinogen. No, there hasn't been. But let's look at the corrosive aspect of it and the fact that it is also found on the hazardous substance list. And of course you can find other ones that do not have the thioglycolic that cannot be more corrosive, and that are also they do not pose any carcinogenic activity or property. The last one is permanent hair dyes. There are over 5,000 chemicals that are used in dyeing your hair. That's, of course, some of them have been found to be a possible carcinogen. They can affect your hormone. Some chemicals are considered endocrine disruptors, even as I already talked about it in the previous point. And in one large study called the sister study, which was performed on 45,000 women, they found there was an increased risk of breast cancer and bladder cancer. There are natural dyes out there that can be used in dyeing your hair. So if you are going to dye your hair as a woman, please, you have to ask for the ingredients, and you have to be aware of the ingredient that are used in that kind of or that particular dye, and you also have to make your own research about these dyes if they are safe, and that's really going to help you. So thank you very much for making time to watch me on this channel. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you to watch me, and if you like this content, kindly subscribe to this channel, and you can share the video as well. You can leave your comment below, and hope to see you same time next week. Thank you. Bye.